What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today's story is supposed to be a more grounded one. It's been a while since I did one of these more character focused ones, so I want to go back to this. And the concept itself isn't too crazy either. Today's scenario is going to revolve around Gohan and Vegeta. In this story, Vegeta ends up training Gohan after the Cell Saga. But what causes that and how is it going to affect everybody? Let's begin covering the scenario, what if Vegeta trained Gohan? A few months after the Cell Saga is where we begin. Now, at the end of the Cell Saga, Vegeta swore off fighting, kinda, but after all this time essentially just brooding, something changes with him here. He thinks to himself that it's not like him to be like this. He shouldn't just give up because he was surpassed. Think of it like this too. Kakarot knew something he didn't. Kakarot went about training a completely different way. And as for Gohan, he's gifted. They surpassed him not because Vegeta's bad at what he does, but because they're good at what they do. It's not a shortcoming for Vegeta. And the best part of this is, it's not something within him that can't be changed. He could change it, but to do so, he'd need Kakarot around, and clearly, he's not there at the moment. As much as he hates to admit it, there's something about Kakarot and the way he trains that makes him better. And he's just gonna need to accept that fact, as hard as it is for him to do so. If he's gonna go beyond Super Saiyan, he's gonna have to get someone's help for it, and it's not someone that he wants to get help from, especially because it's Gohan, it's a kid. The thought of him having to be trained by a kid, he doesn't like that. But that's not how he's gonna view it here. He's gonna simply spar with Gohan a bit, try and figure out his tricks, what he used to become Super Saiyan 2. Gohan will be a means to an end for him. Really, deep down, Vegeta's gonna rely on Gohan as a way to actually ascend Super Saiyan. But on the surface, he's gonna act like it's completely different, thinking to himself that Gohan will simply be a way to push himself further. Yeah, that's it. He'll train with Gohan just for a bit until he ascends Super Saiyan. Gohan's essentially gonna be a stepping stone for him, a means to make him grow. What other choice does he have at this point? He doesn't even have anyone else to train with, too. Gohan is still the strongest person on Earth after all, so even if Gohan can't teach him the secrets of Super Saiyan or whatever, that doesn't matter. Gohan's the strongest training partner that he could have. And he knows Gohan has the most potential out of all of them. His only other option as a training partner right now is Piccolo, and Piccolo is a good warrior, but what's he gonna know about Super Saiyan 2? He'll just be another training partner. Gohan at least has something in there to help him. Out of the blue one day, he shows up at Gohan's home. Chi-Chi and Gohan come to the door, and Vegeta says he needs to talk to Gohan. Especially because he knows if he says this in front of Chi-Chi, it's not gonna go well. He tells Gohan to come along with him. They're gonna train. Gohan's gonna help him ascend Super Saiyan. And Gohan doesn't really say anything else here. Vegeta kinda scares him, especially showing up out of the blue and doing this. Something's off about everything. But when he leaves with Vegeta, he realizes that Chi-Chi's gonna be even more angry at him. He doesn't really have a choice here. Face Vegeta's wrath or face Chi-Chi's wrath. And he chooses Vegeta. He'll be easier to beat. They arrive at Capsule Corp and Gohan asks what this is all about. Why all of a sudden? Well, Vegeta's been thinking to himself. He just wants to go beyond Super Saiyan, and the best way to do that is to have a strong training partner, someone who could push him beyond his limits. He's not gonna grow just training on his own. Thinking back to the time chamber, training with Trunks was a really good way to help him grow. It helped him ascend to Super Saiyan the first time. Not just because it's two minds working together, but also the extra muscle helps. You can grow far more effectively with a strong training partner than just alone. As much as Vegeta hates to admit this to himself, Gohan is the best option for him to grow. And he asks Gohan, how much has he trained since fighting Cell? Well, he hasn't really trained at all. What? He has that insane gift of his potential, and he's not even using it, especially after just unlocking a new form of Super Saiyan that no one else has accessed before, and defeating a guy that was able to destroy solar systems. With that kind of power, he's not doing anything with it? Why? What a waste. He wonders if Trunks will have that same gift one day. But then again, he's stuck with Gohan for a bit because Trunks is still just a baby. He'll train Trunks up to be a strong warrior regardless, but he hopes Trunks has the same gift as Gohan and doesn't waste it. But still, he's amazed. He gets Gohan's not really a full Saiyan. That human side is probably what's influencing this, the fact that he's not just a battle-crazed Saiyan like them. And to think, he's the son of Kakarot. Kakarot loves fighting, and Gohan here, he's not training at all. Well, whatever. That's not Vegeta's problem. He just needs Gohan to help him get above Super Saiyan. The two start with gravity training, and even spar in the gravity chamber. He wants to see Gohan's full power once more. Gohan actually hasn't used his full power since fighting Cell, but of course here, he shows it off. And once more, Vegeta gets a glimpse of Gohan's power, that same strength that was used to defeat Perfect Cell. He forgot how intense the power was. Thankfully, it's only been a few months, so Gohan hasn't grown much weaker, if at all. But he also hasn't grown since then. Not that it matters though, because he's still above where Vegeta is, by a significant margin too. Alright, now that he's seeing this firsthand, he tells Gohan to come at him with everything he's got. Don't hold anything back, not until he wins. Of course, when the two of them start fighting like this, Gohan wins pretty easily. He's still not as skilled as Vegeta, but his raw power more than makes up for that. And this just annoys Vegeta even more. Seeing this power go to waste like that. He's not doing anything with it. Why? And Gohan still doesn't get what this is all about. Like, yeah, he knows Vegeta wants to get Super Saiyan 2, but how is this gonna help? He's just getting beat up by Gohan. Did he call Gohan here to just try and beat him up, or vice versa? What a weirdo. He always knew Vegeta was like that though, but still. He feels like this is a waste of time. And Vegeta's starting to see firsthand. Gohan's true potential. He's already known of it, of course, seeing it when he first came to Earth and seeing it on Namek. He knows that hybrid Saiyans are just like this. But now, he sees what Goku is working with in the time chamber, and how he got this strong in the first place. Kakarot did a good job training Gohan up, and Piccolo for that matter too, but he tells Gohan he still has a long way to go, especially if he's not making use of the power and just focusing on other things. How about they make a deal, the two of them? Vegeta says he will train Gohan. He knows Gohan probably doesn't want to, but tells him to listen closely. He's not simply going to just train Gohan, no. He's going to make Gohan enjoy training, make him use that power. He gets Gohan doesn't like training like him or Kakarot, or fighting to the same extent either. But he knows it's got to be in there, somewhere in his Saiyan blood. He did show some sort of enjoyment against Cell when he was drunk off that power. And that's exactly it. This is what he's going to use to appeal to Gohan. First of all, doesn't he feel bad that the power's going to waste? The thing Goku and Piccolo worked so hard for him to unlock? Plus, on top of that, doesn't he want to make up for what he lost against Cell? Is he just simply scared of the power going to his head again? Vegeta can help him work around that. Because Vegeta clearly has experience with power going to his head. And Gohan doesn't really know what to think of this. Of course, he does regret how he acted against Cell. But that's all the more reason for him to not use that power again. And Vegeta reminds him, Gohan's the strongest person on Earth right now. This is what his father would have wanted after all. Gohan's honestly not too sure about this because he knows Vegeta doesn't know Goku like that. Although, he is right. Goku probably would like to see Gohan do this. Look at it like this. There's no downside for Gohan. Vegeta will help refine his power. Vegeta will help him control that power. And Vegeta will make him like fighting just like them. Not that Gohan necessarily wants to, but sure. What Vegeta gets out of this is two things. Obviously, it's going to help him go Super Saiyan 2. Gohan will be a very worthwhile training partner. But on top of that, he'll also get to see how far Saiyan power can truly go with Gohan. It's morbid curiosity that's driving him too. If Gohan at this age has power like that, what's it going to be like when he's Kakarot's age, or Vegeta's age? How far can a hybrid Saiyan truly go? Gohan reluctantly agrees to this. He still does have to study like Chi-Chi wanted him to, but he still has free time. He's kind of apprehensive about this, but whatever, he'll go for it. Slowly the two begin training more and more together, as well as sparring too, of course. At the moment, Trunks is far too young to train, but Vegeta also does want to train him eventually. And from this, he'll actually get some experience with that. In a sense, this is kind of going to make him Gohan's teacher, so at least this way, he'll learn how to train someone else up and he could use that on Trunks once he's old enough. At first, the training is pretty spotty, but slowly they start training more and more, and it becomes a regular thing. At first, Kakarot's son is just a means to an end for him, a guinea pig of sorts as well, just to test out what his power's like, and to see what Vegeta could do as a teacher. But slowly though, that begins changing. Now, Vegeta's completely inexperienced as a teacher, but he is a wealth of knowledge, and eventually he's going to learn how to actually use that as a teacher. He doesn't consider himself as such, nor does he consider Gohan a student of his. But over time, these two people that never even really talked before, now they're developing a different type of bond, pretty similar to what happened between Gohan and Piccolo. And just like Gohan was able to change Piccolo's outlook, he's able to change Vegeta's. Of course, he's not causing a villain to turn good. Vegeta's already on their side. But rather, it's Vegeta's outlook on fighting. He was so demotivated before. And while he didn't even realize it at the time, this is also a way for him to be more motivated with training. Despite being surpassed by the other two, now he's getting back into it. He's getting back to his old self, but more refined. Unbeknownst to him, this training's benefiting him in more ways than he thought. The two of them grow stronger together. Vegeta gets Super Saiyan 2 for himself a lot earlier on. And as for Gohan, he doesn't really get to ascend Super Saiyan 2. He kinda sees what lies beyond it, but he has nothing as a useful form beyond it. He sticks with Super Saiyan 2 as his main thing, and he wonders what his next step is going to be. But at least with this, he further refines the power. He gets past that cockiness he felt before, that feeling of being drunk off the power that he got. He does grow considerably stronger physically, but mentally too. But keep in mind, this isn't intense training. It's training that happens pretty regularly. And the two do grow stronger from it, but it's not like they're training for a life or death situation. It's basically fueled by both of their curiosity. Towards the end of the time skip, Gohan eventually does go to school. Although, he's still able to fit in his training. He trains a little less with Vegeta, but still, it's a regular thing. A lot of the stuff with him being in school and meeting Videl ends up pretty normally. And not a lot changes after this too. The tournament does come up, and Goku's invited to go too. Vegeta sees this as a really good chance. Kakarot's coming back. Not only will Vegeta get to fight Kakarot and beat him, but he'll show him how he's trained Gohan. In a sense, he's already beat Kakarot. As a teacher though. But still, he doesn't want to beat him physically in a fight. Goku of course is curious to see all of this too. Because not only is Gohan stronger, but Vegeta was his teacher of all things. Now, Vegeta says he isn't a teacher, but that's exactly what he is. And Piccolo's a bit curious too. Not just for what Gohan's capable of, but for what Vegeta learned from this too, because he was never really the teacher type before. Granted, the same went for Piccolo in the Saiyan saga, and look what happened to him. Either way though, Vegeta feels pretty confident in himself. Not only did he grow stronger, but he trained someone else to grow stronger too. In a sense, the strength that Gohan has, that's his strength too. Without him, where would Gohan have been at this point? The tournament starts relatively normal, and really the biggest change here is that Gohan and Vegeta are both stronger than before. This goes for Trunks too, although that's not affecting anything with the main tournament. So nothing changes up until when Gohan's up against Kibito. Although, when Spopovich is fighting Videl, they kinda get to see a glimpse of Gohan's power when he's angry, which is pretty terrifying. But against Kibito, they see the full might of it. Very briefly, Gohan shows off his power. A power beyond Super Saiyan 2. He barely has control over this, and it's a very draining form, so he doesn't like using it, but he does have it as a final trump card just in case. His hair grows longer, his aura flares up significantly, and his ki, it skyrockets. Goku watches on from the sidelines amazed, with Vegeta glad to see the look on his face. But it's not a look of surprise in the sense that he's never seen this before. It's a look of surprise in the sense that he sees Gohan's gotten the same thing that he did. Standing there in the middle of the ring is Gohan now using Super Saiyan 3. And Goku turns to Vegeta. It's true. He's actually unlocked the same exact power in Otherworld. But to think that Gohan's unlocked it here, for Goku that took him 7 years of training non-stop. He's known Gohan's always had that great potential in him, but this is still amazing. The Kais are barely able to paralyze Gohan. But they still do, and Spopovich and Yamu steal his power, so all of that goes normally. The thing is, though, with Gohan being in Super Saiyan 3, they get a lot more power. Now, the group does chase them down. And once they arrive in front of Bobby's ship, Dabura tries to sneak attack the group, but Gohan's quick enough to actually stop him in his tracks. Instantly turning Super Saiyan 2, and with a single attack, he defeats Dabura. And once more, Goku gets to see the extent of his power. To think that this is the same Gohan that fought Cell, not only is he far stronger physically, but the control he has over his power. The old Gohan with that type of power probably would have gotten drunk off it and would have fumbled here. Granted, he was just a kid then, but still. Here, he's perfectly level-headed. He's always known that Gohan's been smart, but that's book smart. Now he seems smart as a fighter too, and it makes Goku happy. Gohan's been making good use of his time here. He tells the others unfortunately he is going to have to hold back Super Saiyan 3. It's a little bit too draining for him. Now on the flight over, him and Goku were discussing it. So he knows that Goku has the same form, and he wonders why that is. He knows the form uses a lot of power, and maybe it has to do with him being dead. But for some reason, Gohan can't properly use the power, and that's why he barely touches it. For Goku, it's a different case. He doesn't want to drain his time here on Earth. But maybe there's a reason behind that. Maybe Super Saiyan 3 just doesn't work that well in the living world. Vegeta says when Gohan unlocked it during training, to both of them, it seemed worthless. Vegeta turns to Goku and chuckles a bit. He hasn't been slacking off either. For some reason, it seems pretty worthless for the both of them. It must be because Kakarot's dead. There's no other explanation. And for now, they're focused on a higher power. They're not sure if there is anything else besides Super Saiyan 3, but they're gonna look for it, just in case. They fight Bobity's minions. And obviously it's not tough at all, especially with Dabura being defeated that easily. And they feel pretty confident here. Shin says that they've stopped everyone. There's no way that Bobity has enough energy to revive Boo. He was probably gonna make them all fight. All they need to do now is get to the egg. However, there's one big problem. Everyone's then teleported outside of the ship. And they see Boo's egg. It starts shaking rapidly. Steam erupts out of it, with Bobity laughing in front of it. He tells them it's already too late. Honestly, he didn't even foresee this either. From Gohan going Super Saiyan 3, they got so much energy that the power from him was enough to revive Boo. And now they're about to face their worst nightmare. Majin Buu awakens, with the group unsure of what lies ahead. But Gohan's not deterred. Goku seems relatively calm. He thinks Gohan has this under control, and Vegeta thinks the same thing too. He tells Gohan to go ahead, show him that power that he obtained, the power that he worked for. This is where we'll leave off for now. What do you guys think about this part? Or what do you think is going to happen going forward? Leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel and shows me you want to see more videos like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.